want to demonstrate how to do an air brake check on a commercial vehicle. So the rules for the air brake check are different than what the old rules used to be. There were 7 steps and now they merged everything down into 4. You have your air gauge and governor cutoff check, that's 1. You have your air leakage rate test, that's 2. 3 is your air warning device test, that's 3. And 4 would be your emergency brake test. So test 1 would be the first one. Obviously you would do is you want to make sure the air gauge works, and you want to make sure the governor cutoff check is in the range of 120 to 140 psi. So the first thing you want to do is chock your wheels, put your safety belt on, let it swipe. You also want to identify your push-pull valves here. So this is for your tractor, this is for your trailer. Okay, so now what you want to do is fire it up, and we want to make sure our air gauge works. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to fan it down a little bit, and you have to let them know where your cutout cuts off at on your specific truck or whatever the manufacturer specifies. But 120 or 140 is the rule, is what they're looking for. So you don't want to over rev it, but 10 to 1500 is okay. Accidental over rev, like I just did right there, they're not going to kill you on it. All right, you wait for the sneeze. So it cut out at 140. So step 1 is done. You want to shut it off. Make sure you turn the power back on. Now you want to do your air leakage rate test, and then from here you want to push these 2 buttons in, tractor and trailer. We're going to stabilize, and then your air gauges will go down, and then you want to give it a nice good pedal application. Press and hold, and since this is a trailer, it's no more than 4 psi in 1 minute, and you have to pretty much talk to the examiner the entire time. So you want key on, engine off. You want to put your foot on the brake pedal, press and hold, and then you want to pretty much tell the examiner, you know, you're going to set your timer on either your phone or your watch, and you want to let them know it's going to be 4 psi for 1 minute. So you're going to set your timer for 1 minute, and then hopefully it doesn't drop more than 4 psi. So from here, that would complete step 2. So step 3 is your warning buzzer. So now you would fan it down, and the low warning buzzer device should activate before air pressure drops below 55 psi. So let's do that. And it should be audible and visible, which it is. So that's good, that passed. So that did it right at 55 psi. So that passed that one. So now for the emergency test, you want to continue to fan it down, and both buttons should pop out between 20 to 45 psi. So both of these buttons that you pushed in earlier should pop out. So that's your tractor, that's your trailer. And then we're gonna fan it down. And both buttons should pop out. So that's good. So both buttons popped out. And that is how you perform an air brake check. And the next test after this would be your parking brake and tractor and trailer brake test. And I'll put that on a different video. All right, hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be demonstrating how to do a parking brake and trailer brake check. This is the next step after you do the air brake check for your CDL test. So you want to make sure you have a full charge. These are your air gauges. This is your primary tank. This is your secondary tank. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to identify where your push-pull valves are. That are these 2 right here. That's for your tractor, that's for your trailer. So let's say you want to check the the parking brake for the tractor side. So you push in your trailer side, okay? You put it in drive. You'd have to unshock your wheels, and then you would let go of the brake pedal and give it a little bit of RPM. Parking brake holds for the tractor. So you would pull this, you would put it back in neutral, you would pull this back out, your push-pull valve for your trailer back out. Now to check the trailer, you push in the tractor side. Okay, you would put it in drive, let go of the pedal, give it some RPM, and it held. So now you want to make sure our trolley valve works, which we already made sure the tractor brakes hold. Just to make sure the trolley valve works, so you want to push both of these in, hold down our trolley valve. We have it in gear, right? And then we're going to give it some RPM, and it holds. Put it back into neutral, push both buttons out, and that is how you do a parking brake check for your tractor and your trailer. In this video, I want to demonstrate how to do a service brake check for your CDL test. This is the third step for your in-vehicle engine start test. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you have a full charge. So this is your primary, this is your secondary air gauges. All right, you want to also identify your tractor push-pull valves. This is for the tractor, this is for the trailer. Okay, so in this test, what you're doing is you're going to make sure at a very low speed of 5 miles an hour that the brakes work correctly and the vehicle does not pull left or right going 5 miles an hour and stops when the service brakes are applied. So next thing we're going to do is foot on the brake. All right, put it in drive. Okay, push your valves in. Okay, and now loosely holding the steering wheel, you want to make sure you are not pulling to either the left or to the right, and it stops on the dime and gives you 10-cent change. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Go 5 miles an hour, come to an easy stop, and it does. Perfect, so it passed the test. Put it back in neutral, pull these back out. And that's how you do that portion of the test, the service brake check. Thanks for watching.
Ride the beat when you rock the mic. Put your foot on the gas and eat a red light. Ride the beat when you rock the mic. Put your foot on the gas, make a left, go right. Ride the beat when you rock the mic. Put your foot on the gas and eat a red light. Ride the beat when you rock the mic. Put your foot on the gas, make a left, go right. Ride the beat.
Let me show you some things. I can make it bang. I can make it bang. I can make it bang.